For generations, my family has served and protected our city by following traditional paths. My grandmother devoted herself to the fox spirit, who taught her the ancient way of healing. Whereas my mother has chosen the path of the blade, passing down time-honored skills through training and discipline. I knew each of them wanted me to follow her path, but I couldn't choose. Training quiets my mind and opens me to the fox spirit's guidance. And my bond with her lets me protect those who can't fight for themselves. They both made me feel whole, and they both felt like home. For generations, my family has served and protected our city by following traditional paths. Me? I made my own.
So, yeah, Kiriko is awesome. By the way, I just want to point out during that little origin story, when it showed her training with her mom and you saw the other two students, it didn't say, but those were Genji and Hanzo. So yeah, even in the developer update that they gave about Kiriko, when they were talking more in depth about the character's story, they mentioned that her mother trained Kiriko, but also both Genji and Hanzo. They literally grew up together. And she wasn't that much of a friend with Hanzo, but she definitely was friends with Genji. Like, you'll even hear some voice lines when they interact with each other about how they used to go down to that, you know, that arcade that you start in on Attack on, that map. What's it? Oh my gosh, I'm actually blanking on the name of this map. Hold on, let me look at the patch notes, because I think they actually listed the maps here, just to remind myself of the name of that map. Oh my gosh. Hold on, because there was a thing here, alright, so I think it's here, yeah. I am so embarrassed right now about this. Now it looks like they're actually not including it here, because it's showing that that's actually not part of the rotation. That's interesting. Hanamura is the map I was thinking of. I'm sorry. I was having a brain fart on the name of that map. I was like, I know this map, but, you know. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that when you start on Attack on Hanamura, you know that arcade that we start in? They used to go down there when they were kids and, you know, hang out there and play the games together. So Kiriko and Genji were good friends growing up, to the point where in the game you can hear them talk about how Genji will tease about the hair she used to have, and she'll deny it, and he'll say, I have pictures. So you can definitely see it and tell there's definitely a friendship going on between the two of them. Whereas Kiriko and Hanzo, well, let's just say she wishes Hanzo was more of a friend than he is, but, you know, he's Hanzo. So, by the way, this animated short is amazing. It's absolutely wonderful. Highly recommend watching this. I'm so tempted to just show it to you guys right now, on, you know, just on its own, but I would recommend go watch it yourself. It's absolutely fantastic. I love that animated short so much. And it, you know, helps show even more so about Kiriko, what she's like and her character. Her voice actress is awesome. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. And, yeah, like, her story and, like, her motivations and such, it's just really great. So, this is Kiriko's default skin. You will see her wearing that in that animated short. And, this is the Cleanse Bomb that she drops. This is her primary weapon, the Kunai. And this is what she uses to heal, the Healing Ofuda. Now, forgive me if I mispronounce some of these words. I'm not, you know, that good at pronouncing, you know, words like this from out east. I'm trying to, you know, be nice and respectful and trying to, you know, I may have brain farts or such. I'm sorry, but... So that's her default skin. This is another skin that she got if you, I guess, did the drops thing on Twitch. This is a legendary skin that you got from the Battle Pass. This is going to be, I guess, another skin that you can get in the shop. This was the new witch skin that they added in the Halloween event, which I didn't get because you had to spend $25 to get it, and I don't want to spend $25 to get a skin. There were some other things that came with it, but yeah, no, come on. There's another cute little skin here. And then the default skin, but just with different colors. Her emotes, this is the default heroic one. Whirlwind. Challenge. Kneeling. And laugh. Oh, I also forgot to read this. After the fall of the Shimada clan, Kiriko fights to restore peace in Kanazaka. And you will see more about that and why in this animated short. Again, go watch this. It's fantastic. Her victory poses, we have Heroic. My favorite, Companion. Look at this. Look at this, her and the fox. Oh, that's so freaking adorable. It's so cute. I love this so much. You can even hear the fox. Confident. Meditate. Her voice lines?
I've got a few tricks. I take care of my friends. Scry some more. Wait till you see me on my bike. I run with blades all the time. I draw judgment. You could probably... Just
Oops, sorry.
I draw the star. Look on the bright side.
It's different every time.
I draw the lovers. Something tempting you? I draw the star. Look on the bright side. I draw the fool. Yeah, makes sense. I draw judgment. You could probably use some. Just don't get caught. Se do do. Desho? The shrine is a refuge to anyone who finds it. Some of the old, some of the new. Someone has to do the dirty work. The path shapes you. The spirits perfect you. Don't underestimate the youth. Zannen. Who said it was me? Make like Odysseus and get lost. Go push a rock up a hill.
Sprays. She's got this one. This is kind of cute. The razor sharp with her kunai on there. Which, yeah, those can do a lot of damage. Here are some of the specific sprays for her. The donuts. Oh my gosh, the donuts. Look at that. You can even see the fox with the two dragons. Showing her friendship with the Shimadas. That's great. Hanafuda. Her icon. She's running late. Lo-fi. Mm-hmm. Shaved ice. Oh my gosh. Kiriko is way too adorable. Way too cute. This is her cute spray. I believe it was to hit a certain number of critical headshots while also doing a certain amount of healing without dying. I was able to pull that off. And this is her pixel spray. And I believe is pulling off a very big cleanse. Her highlight intros. That's her default. On the Wind. Kitsune Rush. Protector of Kanazaka. And Clean Sweep. Golden weapons is the kunai, along with the bomb, and I guess a bit of gold on the cards as well. So, before we get into the gallery and before we get into the practice range and take a look at her kit, let me go ahead and read for you the recent patch note changes to Kiriko. The hit volume adjustment is to help address her arms, sometimes blocking headshots in some of her animations. Kiriko feels balanced overall, but her ultimate could feel too frenetic at times. We're reducing both the movement speed and cooldown rate that it grants so that it's easier to aim during its effect for both allies and enemies, as well as there being fewer abilities being thrown about. The rest of the changes are primarily for quality of life improvements to make the abilities feel better to use. Her arm hit volumes have been reduced by 15%, added an auto wall climb hero option. Her ult cost has been increased by 10%, movement speed bonus has been reduced from 50 to 30, and cooldown rate has been reduced from 3 to 2 times faster. The cast time for her cleanse has been reduced from 0.15 to 0.1 seconds. Just to really help those who are trying to cast it at the right time. Her kunai ammo has been increased to 15, and her swift step has the ability input can now be held to activate. So, let's get into the practice range and we will talk a bit more about those abilities in her kit.
I'll find my own path.
So, you can see she's got 200 health, and she's got 10 of those cards, which is on her left click. Now, I've heard some have actually bothered to go ahead and swap it. To actually swap her kunai from right click to left click, and her heal from left click to right click. I haven't considered doing that yet, since I've really been getting used to it. I feel like my muscle memory is already used to this by now, as opposed to the other way. But, I don't know. Maybe it's something I can consider later on. But you'll see the 5 yellow cards right there on the middle of the screen, representing the cards that you toss out to do your healing. So, yeah, Healing Ofuda. Channel a burst of healing talismans that can seek targeted allies. So, let's go ahead and... Whoops. It's okay, hold on. There we go. So I can be able to do this. Now, you'll notice the cards go from... Right now it's blue because it's not hitting any of my allies. When I target an ally, then they turn yellow because they are now homing in on my ally and healing them. That's how that works. And the kunai is the thrown projectile that deals increased critical damage. So yeah, on its own, to the body...
Nice.
Hold on, let me go try and do this on the bots that are not getting targeted right now. So you can see it's just like, whatever, on the damage there. But if you hit the headshot, yeah. All of a sudden, she's doing a lot more damage, isn't she? Swift Step. This is my favorite ability that she has. Teleport directly to an ally, and this works through walls. You see that? There's an ally right there.
大丈夫?
I am all of a sudden on the other side of the building to my ally.
My gift to you.
By the way, this is so I can show you, in case you're curious, well, how much does she heal and how fast does it heal? It's a decent amount. It's not super fast or anything. It's not like Mercy, because she also has to take a moment to reload compared to Mercy's healing beam, but it's decent. The Protection Suzu. Throw a protective charm to make allies become briefly invulnerable and cleanse of most negative effects. And yes, this does in fact cleanse them of, say, Anna's Purple Grenade or Junker Queen's ult. So, yeah, this has been considered a very strong ability because, yeah, it can absolutely nullify certain things. Also, this also counters, say, Reinhardt's ultimate stun, you know. So, like, if they get knocked down on the ground, boom, all of a sudden they're no longer stunned and they can get back up right away. So, yeah, it can counter a lot of various different things in this game, which is why it's been considered extremely strong. Also, apparently the Swift Step can also make Kiriko herself temporarily invulnerable as well, but it's very, very brief. It's like point something seconds. It's really, really brief. But that's why people were trying to actually time it, so when she blinks, she can avoid certain things like, say, Diva's ult, if they time it right. She also has, of course, the passive role of support, which is heal over time, but also the wall climb. Just like, of course, just like Hanzo and Genji, she can be able to climb up walls just like they do. Which makes sense, considering that they all train together in Hanamura under the tutelage of her mother. You know, so yeah. So she was able to learn wall climbing just like they did. And then we have her ult, Kitsune Rush. Summon a fox spirit that rushes forward and accelerating the movement's attack speed and cooldowns of all allies that follow in its path. So, let's say I do this.
Let the Kitsune guide you!
Now notice how much faster the friendly bot is firing. Now, they just nerfed this, but before they nerfed it, it was crazy. Because you paired that up with, say, Genji's Dragon Blade. All of a sudden, he is swinging, like, even faster. Just wham, 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 wham. Like, that's how fast he is swinging his blade. It was crazy. And you put that, like, with other characters, like, say, Reinhardt, and he's just swinging like a madman. Swing, wing, wing, swing, 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 swing. Just really fast. And of course, the reload. So let's say you're playing someone that relies on ammo. All of a sudden, they are reloading their weapon, quite a bit faster. Now, again, they just nerfed this, so we're gonna see. I guess I'll find out when I play other characters and I play with the Kiriko. But yeah, they just nerfed it, and it used to be like really strong, like getting to pair that up with other certain things. It was crazy how strong it was. Being able to also reduce the cooldowns of their abilities as well, allowing them to just quickly use other abilities just like right away again. It was nuts. So that's Kiriko's ult. She's been considered pretty strong, especially in the hands of higher tier players, higher ranked players, since she entered the game. So let's try and get into a game, and I can try and see if we can show her on camera. I will let you guys know right up front, I don't really think I'm a good Kiriko player because, well, let's just say, as you guys know, I'm not that great at aiming, so being able to try and like land these critical headshots is not really a strong suit of mine. So, just wanted to let you guys know before you get triggered about this, so.
Let the Kitsune guide you!
By the way, this also... Actually, no, never mind. Actually, no, it does. I'm sorry. I was about to say, I don't think it actually works for Kiriko, but then I noticed the cooldown on her cleanse was also, I guess I thought it was recharging faster, but I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, let's try and get into a game, and I'll show you her in action in a game.
Welcome to Esperanza. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Can I just say I'm not too fond of these push maps? Like, I found myself really disliking these maps. It feels like we are doing a running simulator type of game. We are just constantly running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth for 10 minutes.
I'll find my own path.
And it just starts to become kind of, like irritating in that regard. And these are not small maps. These are big maps. We actually do have to run quite a bit here.
What beautiful weather! Oh, did I bring my sun cream?
Hot cocoa.
That's a great name, Baby Toxicity.
3, 2, 1.
That's uplifting. It's a good thing I left the chat.
All right.
One of the things I do like about playing Kiriko on this map, though, is if I'm far away,
What's up?
just like that, all of a sudden I'm nearby. I also do want to try out the new Doomfist. People kept saying he was going to get buffed by the next time we got a notable patch, and I guess they were right, because it seems like he was. And I think he's really fun to play. The problem was that people thought he was just not very strong.
Inbound with cargo. I'm on my game now.
Combo breaker.
Under my protection.
Please do not.
Let's keep up the good work.
So they, of course, have a Ramatra, Soldier, Sojourn, Ana, and Zen. Ah! I was gonna cleanse you and then you moved. Like, dude, I was gonna cleanse you there, but you just gotta move out of the way of it. Ah! I was gonna blink to Sojourn right at that moment to avoid getting hit, but just a split second too late, I guess.
You won't be disappointed.
Time to try again. 大丈夫?
You won't be disappointed. We need.
We were almost at the checkpoint.
Feels like sunlight, huh?
I wonder how many people are going to complain about Doomfist again now that he's been buffed. It's like, look, the guy was not very well, played very much, to which people are like, I don't care, I want him deleted from the game.
Robots ours!
Oh, nice.
Navigating to barrier.
Look, we're very near the checkpoint. Let's go. Let's just go ahead and grab this.
Going somewhere?
Push started. Let's go.
Comes from completing
I've got you.
Void spawn active.
Oh my goodness, guys, come on. We don't need to be super aggressive, okay? Oh my gosh, again he moves as I'm trying to hit him with the cleanse.
Restoring balance.
The enemy took the robot.
Stay put.
They're probably going, why aren't you doing any damage? Because I'm trying to focus on healing, because I'm a healer. I know that you can do damage, but I'm trying to literally keep you alive.
私がついてる.
The enemy is pushing their barricade.
Damn it. Let the Kitsune guide you! Feel better?
Incoming.
Enemy spotted!
My gift to you.
Oh my gosh, I was just blindsided there by the Zenyatta. Wow.
That was interesting.
There are times I'm like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is focusing on the objective, right? And then I just get completely annihilated there, and I'm like, is that what I wasn't supposed to be doing at that time? I mean, that's what we're supposed to do to win the game, and right now, if the game ended right now, we would win this game. But it's like the game at times wants to punish you for actually doing what it's, what you're supposed to do, which of course is the objective. And I get concerned that if this game keeps going more and more into an actual, straight up competitive shooter, like, you know, Call of Duty or something, where it's not about the objective, it's all about your kill-death ratio, well, I think that's going to be a bad thing, but that's just me.
Hey. Who's up? Soothing your wounds.
Oh, man. This is another issue I have with Kiriko, is I'm trying to, like, you know, hit them with the cleanse and such to help them, but then it's like, nope.
Kokoyo?
Come on, buddy, let's go! This bass hits hard.
Enemy over there.
Party time, let's go!
Under my protection.
Hold it. Forward spawn.
Enemy over here!
Ah, yes, the Lucio of, I'm gonna just skate around the map. You know, instead of actually, you know, healing my team or actually trying to contest the objective, no, I'll just skate around because I think it's fun.
I've got you in my sights.
Let's get back to it.
Let's see if I can get close enough so I can blink to them.
Proceed with me.
大丈夫?
Can I get some healing? Thanks. Breaking them down. This ends.
Well, we just lost our Doomfist, that's great. Also, apparently I am now having frame drops in this spot. I don't know why, and yeah. Oh look, a Sojourn that knows how to aim. Well, yeah, what a shock, I'm dead.
Uh-huh.
The spring flows anew.
They seemingly nerfed her, but that didn't feel like it there. But I don't know. Again, it's all dependent on whether or not that character's in the hands of someone who actually knows what they're doing. After all, that is what she's supposed to do, right? When she hits her ult, she's supposed to, you know...
You take a lot of damage, huh? Let the Kitsune guide you!
The robot is out. No.
Here we go. I'd like to think my ult there really helped turn that fight.
Hot cocoa. Hot cocoa. Fine. I'll have some.
Forward spawn activated.
Lucy and I are doing about even healing.
Soothing your wounds.
I've got you in my sights.
But yeah, I don't really have much time or room to focus on damage because I need to heal my team.
BDT!
We've got this.
Forward spawn loss.
So I'm like, look, how much damage I'm doing as a healer is not really a huge concern of mine when I'm, you know, trying to heal my teammates. And especially when they're like, why aren't you healing me? Like...
Wise decision.
Like, you clearly have not been on the receiving end of, like, you know, people who are, like, upset that you are trying to actually be a DPS when you are playing as a healer. I mean, if you want to do damage, play a damage. You know, play a DPS character, not a healer.
The enemy is moving the barricade! Stop them!
But if you're going to play as a healer character, you know, try to actually, you know, heal your team.
I'm here. Got the robot.
Is that like our second or third team kill in this fight?
Greetings.
I wonder what the chat is like right now.
3 times the charge!
Combo breaker.
Like, I really do wonder, like, is my team, like, actually, like, trying to rub it in the chat? I wouldn't be surprised, because let's just say I've come to expect the worst from this community, because
This ends.
they never let me down in that regard. It's like, just when I hope that maybe the community will get better, and then it's just like, nope, they don't.
Aim where they're going.
Let's get back to it.
10 seconds remaining.
I'll bet I could have cleansed myself or something to try and save myself against that soldier or do something different, but my lack of experience with this character made me go, well, what would I do at this point to try and, like, actually save myself from getting killed by the soldier, but, I don't know. The soldier's, like, trying to chase me down.
The breeze brings relief.
Got you in my sights.
Let the kitsune guide you.
Let's kick this up a notch.
Stop their barricade. That was.
And now I find myself wondering, are we about to actually lose this match?
Moira,
Like, are they about to pull off this big push?
Hey,
Where now we are just not able to actually pull it off? I hope not.
Show them our strength.
We did just get a pick.
The robot.
Oh my gosh, seriously?
Now go get him.
Oh! There we go! GG?
Victory. Play of the game.
As I have.
And then there was just a period of nothing happening. Anyway, so that is Kiriko. I like her. I just don't think she's going to be a hero that I will be able to get the most out of, or that I'm a player who'll be able to get the most out of this character, because I was very focused on healing there, and I've seen plenty of other Kirikos that they will literally flank the enemy team and just try to, get critical damage with their kunai. And I'm on the receiving end of this. I'm looking at where the Kiriko is and where her team is. I'm like, why aren't you healing your team? It drives me insane when I see these players that will take a healing character and they will flank and be a DPS, instead of healing their team. Meanwhile, and it can happen both ways. I've seen it where their team will still win because they're able to pull off without the Kiriko or the healer who's playing a DPS, or we will absolutely annihilate them because that player is not healing their team. And I would imagine that they are getting flamed by their team because that's a healer who's not healing their team. It's just always bothered me, these people that will play healing characters and not heal their team, and will focus on DPS instead. And when you think of healing characters in this game, like you see, Zenyatta, Moira, Kiriko, Baptiste, Ana. If you see a Baptiste or a Moira, a lot of the times, or even a Zenyatta, which at times boggles my mind, they will literally try to focus on only doing damage and not healing their team because they think that they're able to pull it off all on their own. I mean, just... Now, if Brig is doing it, that's different because she's literally supposed to do healing by doing damage. Other than tossing out the armor packs, but you get what I mean. When she goes in and she does damage, she's also passively healing. So that's different. She's a unique case in that regard. But I will see Baps that will be up top and will focus on DPSing the enemy team, and then they will cast their ult window only for themselves from that high up of an angle and not give it to their teammates to use. And I'm just thinking to myself, how selfish of a healer player are you to only use your ult for yourself instead of providing it for your team? Because you're playing a support character. You're supposed to be supporting your team, and yet you are only doing this for yourself. You're being selfish. You're not supporting. It's like the only way that you could actually get players to actually play these characters the way they're intended to be played is if you take away things that they are abusing. Like, take away their ability to do damage and then maybe they will only actually heal their team. But obviously that's way too extreme of an idea. There's no way that could ever happen. But you guys get my point. It's like you give any kind of healing character damage abilities. Guess what? The players will only play them as damage and never heal their team. Yeah, it just gets crazy the amount of times I see players do this. But whatever. Kiriko's great. I really like her and as a character, and I like her kit. And that is it for the roster. So we will be back when they introduce another new character to follow Ramatra. Stay tuned.